This is Mail Call Monday. I'm your host, Comic Man Andy. Welcome to tonight. We're going to get ourselves into a Comic Tom exclusive. So buckle up, stay tuned, sit back. You're in the right spot. Welcome back, everybody. Boy, we are Mondaying so hard right now that I'm getting Mondayed right up to Monday, and it's just a double whammy of Monday extravaganza. Just anybody else get totally wiped out today? Monday's going to Monday hard. So what are we going to do about that? We're going to do an unboxing, sit, hang out, and we're going to cheer all ourselves up because Mondays suck a lot. Mondays really suck. But you know what doesn't suck? Comic books. And as we start introducing everybody into the chat, we're going to start opening this package up. That's what she said. Yes, because this is going to be a cool little exclusive. I can't wait to share the story about this book with you guys and how I stumbled on this. We had several people tailgating in nice and early. M3 Lions was in. I believe there's a couple other people leaving comments well before YouTube. YouTube at some point just kind of deletes them if the show doesn't go. So we missed out on those comments, but that's all right. They'll be back. We had JP Budget collecting in here. I'm bored, Andy. Go live early. I should have, but I kind of wanted to, but spending some time with the mini human, you know, getting him off to bed nice and early. Trying to, anyways. Paul Dunn is in the house. Paul Dunn, the man, the myth, the legend. Congratulations on the epic NYCC experience in Hall. And thank you again for the massive AOK. And if you guys haven't heard the story about this AOK and haven't seen what's going down, check out my IG handle where I shared a couple of pictures and explained what went down. Paul took the time out of his own New York Comic Con experience to wait in line. Oh, there was something in that package I got to grab. Dang it. To take time out of his New York Comic Con experience to wait in line twice for Brian K. Vaughan. And he picked up one of those signed prints and had it notarized, not notarized, but it says for Comic Man Andy on there. That's really cool. And he went back around, got back in line and waited. And he's like, hey, get your phone ready. Get your makeup on. Next thing I know, he's dialing me on IG live chat, and there's Brian K. Vaughan. Got to talk to him, got to say hi. And that was pretty epic. I can't believe that. And I got to go pick up this package real quick. So, out of the kindness of his heart, took the time out of his own con schedule. That was super, super cool. So once again, Paul Dunn, thank you so much. That was absolutely, that was a blessing in disguise right there. That was super cool. Stoutman's in the chat. Yes, good to see you, man. Come on, mama. What's good, people? How are you? JP can't even start 1 minute early. I was trying to, and then I was just fumbling all over the place. Ruben Guzman, good to see you, man. Bearded Avengers assemble. We are assembling mightily right now. Paul Dunn, yes, yo, absolutely. Zuni, little fist bump action for a Wednesday. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Don Davis, House of L Comics. Good to see you, brother. Who else we got here? Look at Andy, prompted right on time. Don't you know you're not? Yes, this is accurate. That is true. Holy moly. All right, let's see. Holy chat jump. Let's see the package, sir. We'll get into that in just a little second. Great junk and see, Monday's Mondaying real hard. Great drunken chat on Friday, Andy. Holy cow, you got loosey goosey. I was exhausted and made the mistake of staying up until 5 a.m. hanging out with those guys. Mel bailed out before I did, and then I had an 8 a.m. appointment to keep, and I was like hurting real hard. Still no tickets for MCCC, brother. I don't think they anticipated today being a federal holiday and no mail moving at all. That concerned me as well. Hopefully they make that right for you here soon, because we got a couple of days yet. We got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We got 3 days yet. Excuse me. What an amazing AOK. It absolutely was. I'm flabbergasted at that AOK, and I'm super thankful. I mean, I can't go. That's got to be a whole nother show here. Seawater 19, good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Like I said, we're getting into this unboxing in just a minute here. Some exclusives that I'm really excited about, and something you guys probably never would have guessed that I would pick up. Absolutely, probably not. Who else we got in here? Nerds Being Geeks. Yes, what's up, man? I hope you get those tickets here soon tomorrow. Bearded Comic Bro, what is up? What is up, my homie? Good to see you. Thanks for being here, man. Let's see. Yo, mama is in the house. Andy has to go wipe the tear away. Paul, yeah, maybe. Man, Suck 69. Just wanted to stop in and say hi. What's up? Watching from the Twitch side of things. Thank you. We multi-stream and multicast, if you will, over to Twitch as well for funsies, because there's always other people out there hanging out wanting to talk comic books too. Holy moly, Dire Comics with a $3.99 super sticker. Thank you very much. That's going to go do good things here soon to the Tel Valhalla project. We'll make a donation when we can get to that first level for the AdSense. Still got to sit down and figure that out yet at some point. John's Comics with Kids is in here. Evening, friends and fellas. How are you? Have you ever read Saga? Sounds really familiar. Is it it's by that writer Fiona Staples, right? She wrote the whole thing, right? Yes, absolutely. So let's get into this proper. Let's get into our favorite segment, my favorite segment of the week. Let's check out Andy's package.
I have a package for you.
Yes, I have a package for you. I have a package for me. So many of you guys know that I've done the Comic Time mystery mail call several times and did it for quite a long while in, I think, 2018 maybe. Everybody's collection gets to the point where they can only take on so many comic books. So when Comic Time decided to start announcing the exclusives that were coming in that mystery mail call, I decided to take a break from that, and I order from the mystery mail call when I start to see exclusives that I'm really looking for. But you know what I've also started doing is really paying attention to what people are doing on IG and the live sales that they're doing and everything they have going on there. And we picked up some Comic Time exclusives off of an IG. We didn't even get into the mystery mail call. This is an IG grab. And these are two books that you guys would never guess that I would grab. Spoiler alert, I found out Friday that Mrs. Bearded doesn't like Jim Carrey. Who doesn't like Jim Carrey? That's interesting. Okay. I can see that. So these it's really heavy. It's really heavy for just 2 books. I'm on issue 11 of Saga in my compendium, Andy. Loving it. Good to hear, man. What is cooking, JP and Bearded? Nice package, Oliver says. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Holy moly, more people showing up. Steve White, even all, and happy Thanksgiving to my fellow Canadians. That is right. Happy Thanksgiving to our fellow Canadian friends and family members. So, ooh. Get ourselves a bougie gold bag here. I don't think I've ever seen a gold bag before. This is pretty dope. And it's taped down. Hold on one second. Good to see things taped down. Keep them from sliding around. We don't like it when comics do the boogie woogie inside of the box, because if comics do the boogie woogie inside of the box and the comics get boogie woogie themselves, and that ain't no good. So this is, I love gold. Wonder if they've been watching the show. Holy moly, JLS Comics, what is up? Thanks for being here. And boy, do those guys have Golden Age Guru. Fire Guy Ryan was on there for his first IG live sale. Comic Tom, those guys, and Comic Pops, you want to talk about being busy, right? They had 4, 5, maybe 6 people. I'm sure there were several people behind the scenes that you couldn't see helping out. And boy, were they busy. Now, here we are. Bags out of the way. Books out in the open. This is, you guys know I love foil, right? You guys know I love foil. Did Andy just quote Austin Powers 3? We picked up from the IG claim sale, IG Live, the claim sale. Oh, let me look at the back again for the name. This is a pure art buy. This is a pure cover buy. This isn't a book that I would typically read at all. Cult of Dracula, #2, the Comic Tom exclusive. On the back it says, yes, Comic Tom 101 and Mill Geeks Comics exclusive. Carla Cohen absolutely just smokes this cover. Just, there you go. Bling, bling, bling. So this is the foil, Cult of Dracula #2. The foil, you guys help me out here. If you guys were part of that live sale or saw that, if I remember correctly, the foil was limited to like 100 copies. It wasn't much. And the foil itself was $50. You don't want that. Send that to me. I definitely want to see this in a CGC slab graded. This is going to look absolutely stellar. You can see the rainbow colors. You guys know how much I love foils. So when Golden Age Guru and Tom pulled these things out and said they had a limited quantity, and I think they only had 20 of these available that night. And there's one more book to show you. We're going to set this aside for just a moment so we can get into this next book, because the next book is a first for me. It's a first for me as far as the type of book. Well, oh man, there's so much bling going on right now. All right. So it's the same thing. It's the Cult of Dracula #2, but this was a metal cover. This thing is metal. So it's like a painted art piece, and it is absolutely stunning. And this camera is not going to do it justice. So what I need to do is I need to get this off to CGC and get this graded. This could potentially be the highest grade book I've ever received. These metal covers, they're all metal, right? So if I remember hearing people correctly, these things come back 9, 9s, and 10s, like pretty, like there's much better chance of that happening. So they had 10 of these available. They had 10 of these available, and these were 100 a piece. And I'm like, that's in my mind's eye, an all metal cover for a Carla Cohen cover, even if this isn't a key issue, a pure art buy. $100 didn't sound like much for something that was that limited and that exclusive. Because I feel like once you get it slabbed and it's high grade, 9.8 or better, you can hold on to this for quite a while. And this could be, you know, look at the following with Red Sonja and a lot of the other artists and collectors and people that look for that stuff. There's got to be Carla Cohen cover collectors out there that are into this kind of thing. And I didn't want to let go. It just seemed like a really good idea to grab a set for basically $150, get them both graded. Let's call it $30 a book to get it graded. You're not going to press a metal cover. So that's $210 total invested, right? Roughly, give or take. I feel like the metal cover alone is worth that and more, actually, when it's graded in high grades. So it kind of seemed like a smart buy, in my opinion, as far as expanding the collection and other things that I don't normally get into. But foils and metal covers, you know, if maybe it was just the right place at the right time for me. These things did go quickly once they started talking about them, started showing them and how many they had. And I'm like, yep, claim one of each. I kind of wish I would have claimed a couple of sets, actually, and thought man, I should have claimed a couple of sets. How badass would that be for a graded giveaway for these things on Whatnot or here in the dojo on YouTube? So this thing is legit, like heavy, like legit heavy. And they think, well, I don't know. It's either a clear backer board on here or there's no backer board because it's a metal cover. Either way, very cool. We're going to get that pulled out of this plastic bag, get it inspected, and get it ready. It's still going to go to a cleaner and presser, not because it needs to be pressed, but metal covers, you know, make sure you give them a good cleaning before they go to CGC and get any fingerprints off of there. You know, these things aren't born in the plastic bags. Somebody's got to put it in there. So I'm sure there's at least 1 or 2 fingerprints or smudges on there somewhere, and just needs a little bit of a good cleanup before going to CGC. That could be the difference between one fingerprint on a book like this could be the difference between a 9.8 and a 9.9 or a 9.9 and a 10. You know what I mean? That could be the difference. So that was a quick little stumble on IG and sitting and watching, and these things. This camera's not going to do this thing justice. In person, it looks really dark. And that's because if I cranked up the lights so that you guys could see these correctly, it would overexpose me and the camera would go all wonky. These old cameras and old software don't like to be overexposed much at all. I'm going to have to get the good old iPhone out and take a really snazzy picture of these. And put this is just, I'm not really into a whole lot of Vampirella stuff, and I'm not really into a whole lot of Dracula stuff. The Carla Cohen cover here for this Cult of Dracula 2 is like a bombshell of a cover for me, and it's looking really, really cool. So, you know, there's more than one way to collect a comic book. There's more than one way to, you know, comic books, just, there's so many avenues. Buy one to read, buy a couple to collect, stash away. When you get a cover buy like this, I would read it digitally, and then I would keep these and I'd have these graded. So you guys know I love foil. I don't buy it as much as I love foil covers. I need to branch out and buy more foil covers because I need to just start a box a CGC box of graded foil covers that I have just to enjoy them, because literally I've got to let go of this. I got to let go of this unrealistic idea that I feel like, or I can force myself to read everything that I buy. Do I want to read everything I buy? Sure. Do I have to hold myself to that standard? Not necessarily. It's not a race. It's not a competition. I could buy a comic book and not read it and still enjoy it. What did I just say? I can buy a comic book and not read it and still enjoy it. That's okay. That's plenty okay. Hence the case here. I'm not going to open these up. I'm not going to, I'll get them cleaned, like make sure there's no fingerprints on them or anything like that, and get them graded. But I'm not going to read these books. And that's okay. And there are a lot of people out there that disagree with that. And that's okay too. That is perfectly A-okay too. But now that I own it, I'm probably going to read it digitally. Let me hit up this chat real quick. See how you guys do. It's already 15 minutes in. We're going to have a nice, short, sweet episode tonight because Modern Men is recording tonight. We read another book. We're going to record an episode. And those guys, Carson and Drew and myself and whoever else can join in, are going to have a good time here in a little bit. And then we're going to get ready for Supplements Comics Comic News Weekly, because we got some of the biggest bombshell news dropping at New York Comic Con. And if you guys are completely unaware, Saga's back, baby. January. Saga issue 55 is back in January, officially announced through Brian K. Vaughan through a panel at New York Comic Con. And they even celebrated it by giving out prints, like we were just talking about, like what Paul Dunn did with that special A-OK. And when that package comes in, that's going to be its own Monday mail call package as well. So I'm super excited for that. Super excited to send out Paul's package here, because he's got a package of comic books from the last Whatnot sale, and he was a big winner as well. So that's pretty cool. That's going to be awesome. Let's hit up this chat real quick here before we get too much further into it. Luke's Comics, your comics are also boxed up. It's a federal holiday. I spent all weekend packing books to do the usual Monday morning drop off, and yeah, they're closed. Shit. They're closed. Crap. Oh no. So yeah, unfortunately, normally the books go out first thing Monday morning and get scanned in right away. So they hit that first scan in, and then they hit that first departure delivery situation. But it's going to be tomorrow now, unfortunately. So it'll be one extra day compared to normal for the regulars and whatnot that are picking up books. My apologies. I would probably not have run a Whatnot auction on the Friday before a federal holiday. Learned a lesson there. Don't run a Whatnot auction 2 days or 3 days before a federal holiday, because it screws up your packing and shipping schedule. I won't do that again. Lesson learned. Adrian APM is in the house. What is up, man? How are you? Adrian APM, if you guys don't know, is running a mystery box. Check out Adrian APM on Adrian APM on IG. He has a mystery box going on with some stellar Keys and Stellar Chase books, and I'm tempted. I'm really tempted, Adrian. I really want to think about grabbing one. I might even commit to one and see if I can pay you after Motor City Comic Con. I don't know. I'm thinking about it, because Motor City Comic Con is this Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We've got our tickets. Hopefully Nerds Being Geek gets his tickets here soon. I know the One True Nerd King on IG is going to be there. A bunch of us are going to meet up. We've got a group chat going on IG. That's going to be a blast. We are locked and loaded, ready to go. We've got some new vlogging tools like we were talking about the other week that we're going to try out some stuff. So we'll see, man. I'm really looking forward. I'm really excited. Really excited that everything's going down. Holy moly. Michael's in the chat. What is good, man? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Big Lion, if I didn't say hi, good to see you as well. Thanks for being here. If you guys don't know Big Lion, make sure you check out his channel. Check out his auction that he does. Very cool stuff over there. Paul Dunn, JLS, I love gold is what he's trying to say. Gold. It's gold. I know it is. You have the Cult of Dracula #3 in metal, and it's a 1 in 15 Shannon. Okay, so Carla Cohen and Shannon Marin do some of the most drop-dead, stellar, gorgeous covers. My all-time favorite Red Sonja cover is done by Shannon Mayer, and I can't remember the name of it because there's so many Red Sonja covers out there, and I sold it, and I need to get it back, but I'm going to get it back in the CGC slab this time. So I'm going to look out for one of those. Look up Shannon Mayer Red Sonja covers. Birth of the She-Devil, I think it was. Birth of the She-Devil, and it is simply the most stunning Red Sonja cover I've ever seen. Hands down. I've got to get that back in the collection that's graded. Say you're a 90s kid without saying you're a 90s kid. I love foil. I love it, JLS. That is epic, man. That is really cool. Geek Aficionado, sup, brother? Welcome. Congratulations on your collecting goals. If you guys don't know, Geek Aficionado, who just posted on IG just a couple of days ago, I think Friday or Saturday, got some stellar pickups and definitely crossed off some stuff on his list. So if you're wondering what he was able to grab and what he crossed off his list, make sure you check him out on IG and his YouTube channel and see what he grabbed, because those are some stellar pickups, man. Beautiful. Absolutely. Paul Dunn says, dang. Bearded Comics says, you are a foil boy. I am a foil. I'm gonna get one of those sticker packages from one of those sticker companies. This is Foil Boy now, and I'm gonna have to like credit Bearded Comic Bro for that. Thank you, brother. I can't talk on Mondays apparently, and I can't talk on Wednesdays either, and I can't talk on any day of the week. So I'm still here, not able to actually talk. Yes. All right, here we go. Couple more people rounding it out, man. Luke's Comics, once again, your package will be going out tomorrow. You got a Metal Noctera. What? You've got a Metal Noctera Zone? I love it. That is dope. One of the first experiences I had with a non-standard cover, like not cardstock, but it was a carbon fiber Bloodshot cover that came out tail end of 19. I got to see it in person at Baltimore Comic Con with Jack and Brian. That when they cracked open that box and check this out, they were going to do that as a giveaway at some point. And they did a long time ago, and that carbon fiber cover is dope, and it still carries some value on that. I have a Bloodshot not having much hype behind it after the movie's been said and done. One Shot Comics, thanks for being here. It does look good. I wish I could show it off better. Sometimes some of these, I'm gonna start doing some unboxings on the iPhone too. The iPhone's gonna make it look a lot better until I can get a new PC built and get a capture card and do things on 4K. I think I'll be able to do 4K if I would upgrade this system. Either way, moving right along. Holy moly. Who else we got here? Cool Oliver. I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know either. I'm going to have to look out for that. Holy crap. Carla Cohen is married to... Really? Interesting. JLS. Carla Cohen is married to Lucho Perillo and trained under him. That's actually really good to know. I did not know that. Yes, from Trinity. Oliver. See? Trying to move my mouth faster than my brain wants to move it. I can't read. I look at pictures. It's okay. We don't have to read every single book. We don't have to read every single book that we buy. We can collect them purely from the art standpoint too. That's okay. Just one more big announcement that we're going into here in just a little bit before we look at these again. I'm a 90s sucker, die cut, foil, and together. I'm right there with you, One Shot. A lot of collectors would have laughed at collectors like you and I, 5-10 years ago. And what's happening now? That generational trend. A lot of us that were really into that stuff in the 90s are seeing validity, not to just owning them, but to actually collecting and investing in some of these books in high grade copies, books out of the 90s. You're talking books that are 30 years old and older now, bouncing around bins. You know what I mean? That's what a comic addict would say, Paul says. Oh, I'm getting there, brother. I have purchased several now, and they are purely art buys. I'm with you. Come on, mama. I think whole new collecting rabbit hole. Oh, 2 more announcements coming up here in a minute. Die cut. I like that. That should be a sticker too. You guys are killing it tonight. Oh, and hologram. Yes. Oh, yeah. Some hologram covers are dope. I've never heard of a metal cover until now. I'd have to keep an eye out. Luke, yeah. Let's see. I don't know where you can readily buy one right now. I know when they do them like in extremely limited numbers. Like I was saying, the Comic Tom Mill Geek Exclusives metal cover, I think they said there were only like 50 ever produced, and they only had 10 that night. So obviously they kept some for themselves. You order an exclusive like that, you're going to keep a handful for yourself, right? And at $100, I don't know what it costs to make one of those metal covers. It's not $100, but I feel like once it's graded, we talked about that. Once it's graded and back, this package deal that was basically $150 for 2 books, once they're graded and done, you got an investment of $210. I feel like that set's worth way more than that, at least in my opinion, after it's graded. The market will decide. I don't really mind what the market ends up deciding, because I'm going to display these and I'm going to enjoy these quite a bit, actually. Where are we at here? Y'all heard the Adam Warlock news? Yes, I actually was just looking at that, and I can't remember the actor's name, but I think he looks great. That's like when you cast somebody and you're like, yep. That's kind of the feeling that I got as well. I was just looking at that on IG, actually. Great casting. Agreed, he will do well. Yep. I didn't buy stuff for 18 people at... Oh, yeah, if you didn't buy stuff for 18 people, Paul, the man, the myth, the legend, the man of the NYCC weekend picked up let's see, Murder Hobo stuff for Daymares. He picked up that Saga print for me, and Paul was killing it, man. He had a blast, and I think you took the train, and I remember you telling me you get home pretty late, but it's good stuff, man. Once again, the community appreciates it. If you guys don't know Paul Dunn, you guys need to subscribe to him on YouTube and IG and look for his content to drop. That's a good time, man. Paul, we got to have you on a show here soon. That announcement's coming up here just a minute. Adrian says, LOL, absolutely, man. Don't forget, Adrian's got that mystery box going on. Don't forget, check out Adrian on IG and check out that mystery box. Do you know what Aquaman says when he gets dumped? I don't. There's plenty of fish in the sea. You're not wrong there. Holy moly. Superior Hero Collectibles, what is up, everybody? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Stoutman says no. Let's go, Brandon. Absolutely. Hey, there's Big Lion Cat's chat link in the chat. Make sure you sub up Big Lion Cat. Thank you, come on, mama. Don't forget to share Paul Dunn's link if you guys can for me. That'd be great. And share Adrian APM's IG link or his YouTube channel link as well. Please get that out. I know there's a lot of new people here hanging out on Mondays. Thank you. Speaking of new people hanging out, Pezcow, thank you. Pezcow23. Took my brain a second. Thanks for being here. Just showing love. Really appreciate that. That's going to hit that first donation for the Till Valhalla project, fighting to end veteran suicide and mental health awareness as well. Adrian APM says metal covers, man. Adrian, I got to see if you got a collection, man. You got to show that off. I know you pick up a lot of great books, but if you've got a metal collection, we need to see it, man. We got to see it. That's what a comic addict would say. Yes. Aren't we all? I'll admit it. I'm addicted to comic books. I'm addicted to artwork in comic books. I'm addicted to amazing stories in comic books. I'm addicted to the simple fact of having like a horde of books down here that you can thumb through and you can find gold through. And it's almost like finding a golden ticket every once in a while. I didn't know I had that. Holy crap. Hey, look, there's another Saga #1. That's happened. I've dug through stuff. Oh my God, another Saga #1. When did I get that? Either way, boop, there you go. Speaking of sagas, on IG, in celebration of the news of Saga returning, we took a big family photo on IG and lined everything up over here and put out all of the Saga books. But I forgot the hardcovers, I forgot the trade paperbacks, and I forgot all of the raw books. So I'm gonna have to try that again. I'm gonna have to try that again with all of the raw books, because all of the raw copies of Saga #1, all the raw copies of the extra printings of Saga #1, and really flesh that out, if you know what I mean, right? So maybe we can get Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples tagged in that. See if we can get them to say hi too. Either way, that'd be. I wonder what a creator thinks about that. If they stumble on a post of a collector and a reader, and I wonder what's churning in the head of a creator when they see something like that. But you agree? Yes, absolutely. Haven't read a single issue Catwoman by Ram V yet, but I admire the Frizzen covers. I agree with you. There's a lot of cover buys that I don't do because of the simple fact that would have me buying like 60 to 70% of everything that comes out every week. Mad respect. Welcome to Mail Call Mondays. It's good to see you. Southern Comic Geek is in the house. What's up, folks? Good to see you as well, man. Hope you're doing great. Yes, absolutely. Poultry, Paul Dunn says, it's chicken. Poultry's about 4K worth of stuff. Wow. Are you serious? Man, I cannot thank Paul enough, too. I just remembered on the first day of NYCC, Paul actually was able to grab me a full set of the Kanto exclusives. So thank you very much. I think those sold out immediately on Thursday. I think they sold out immediately on Friday. And people were pretty much clamoring to go to Whatnot to get some because they were selling out so fast at the show. Those Kanto exclusives. And big shout out, mad respect to David M. Boer and Drew Zucker, who spent their entire weekend at Motor City Comic Con and signed a ton of those copies of Kanto #1. There was a Virgin variant, there's a black and white sketch variant, and then there was a trade dress variant with the recolorization that they look really good. They look really, really good. Holy moly. Mark Knapp is in the house. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Hopefully you're having a great Monday. I'm having a much better Monday now with being with you guys and getting fired up and talking, because this Monday, not going to lie, this week is tough. This week is going to be really tough, and we'll get to that in here in just a little bit. I have faith in Adrian APM or Adrian BM. Either way, Paul Dunn, you have faith in Adrian. Good to hear, man. Will Poulter. Oh, yes. Thank you very much. Yes, that makes sense now. Thank you, Paul. I met Adrian, but you're welcome. Andy, Slim Comics and more. Good to see you, man. If you guys don't know Slim Comics, make sure you're subscribing to him and checking out his fun content too. Slim Comics is a great guy, great part of the community. Good to see you again. Try to never disappoint. I like happy people. Are there any boxes left, Adrian? Did they sell out yet? I think you're doing, what were you doing? 10? Either way. Yes, there he is. Solid High. There's his link for his YouTube channel. Make sure you're checking him out. What did everybody else pay for the NYCC? So Invincible, we'll talk about that for a minute and make that announcement number 3. The NYCC Invincible trade, I can't even remember, but they were going for a lot more than I thought they would. The gold foil variant was selling for well over $1,000 for pretty much Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then Sunday, I think one went for like 800-ish. So it depended on who was there. And I feel like Sunday is like the worst time to put a book like that up on any kind of an auction block because everybody's getting really burnt out. And you notice today, Monday, Whatnot was quiet. People are tired. There were not a lot of people watching. And it wasn't until close to, the tail end of that workday or the very beginning of the end of the workday, like 3 o'clock, that people were filtering back in and shows were kicking up from Torpedo and some other places. So I feel like Whatnot was almost crickets when it comes to comics because everybody's comicked out after the 4 days. But that foil was going for over $1,000 for the most part. Who knows what that second market value of that book's going to be at some point. I think it was 150 copies is what were made, maybe 100. I can't quite remember. I do know that the Whatnot crew has promised that all of the people listed on the back of that book that were original sellers, this guy included, we're going to get a set of those books. If I remember correctly, we were going to get a set to own and potentially a set to do a Whatnot giveaway after New York Comic Con. So I got to iron out the details and see if that's what I'm remembering correctly or if I'm telling myself a story. But I remember there being a set going to each seller for their own personal use because they were named on that comic book and part of that comic book. And I think Whatnot was considering offering the sellers a set each to do a giveaway. If I remember correctly, that may have been just me. I don't know. I don't know what they say to what conversations they had with other sellers, but we'll see. We'll see what happens now that New York Comic Con is done and over with. Tyler Kirkham and everybody else, I got to get their copies first and all that stuff's got to happen. So we'll see what happens there. But I can't wait. That's going to be one hell of a mail call if that does show up. Battle, what is up? Thanks for being here. Good to see you. Thanks for being in the Comic Dojo tonight. Adrian, the link is above. Yes, absolutely. Very serious. Let's see if I can remember the announcements I was going to talk about. Yes. Thanks. Come on. Absolutely. Figuring out as we speak. Yes, you are quite welcome. MB Mystery Box. Thank you. Adrian Mystery Box. Paul Dunn. Thank you very much. Hey, Andy and Comic Fan. I got to cut out. Have a great night. Stout Man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being early in the chat and tailgate. Good to see you. Always appreciate you, man. Good stuff. Plenty. Oh, he has plenty of boxes. Adrian, can I claim one here? Can I claim one and figure it out in a day or two with the cash? Because I just got to do math. Math is hard. Math is difficult on a Monday night. Adrian, I'd like to claim at least one box from you and go from there, and we'll get it all sorted out here tonight or probably tomorrow. Let me just get some rest, and I'll square up with you tomorrow. If you're okay with that, if you're not, I understand. Let me know if it's available tomorrow. JPG from he had 2 foils, really? Oh, that's right, he did. Interesting. Why doesn't Batman have supervision? Because his parents died. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. I use that at work all the time. I'll be honest, I paid a nice chunk for the normal Invincible. Yeah, the normal trades, even the normal trades were a couple $100, right? Oh, Adrian says 1 through 25. I'll go with the lucky number 13, Datsuk's number from the Detroit Red Wings, and my son's birthday as well, the 13th of February. So I'll pick number 13. Good karma going on there. Yes, who we got? Where are we at right now? The only thing I did not like about those Invincible covers is that the ones I saw had horrible color. Oh, really? Picked up a trade dress on auction, but for 800 plus for a rubbed foil. Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. Yeah, I agree with you, Pescow. I do agree with you. If I had spent $1,200 on a foil and it showed up, I'd be sad. I'd be a sad panda. He says, sure thing. Absolutely. Thanks again, Adrian. Oh, no. 13 is taken? Okay, I'm gonna have to think real hard. 13 is my lucky number. Oh no. Oh no. Let's go 15. Is 15 taken, man? Either way, let's recap. Let's show these books off again one more time, and we'll talk about two big announcements coming up here. Mm. I'll wet the whistle for a second. So, you guys know I love foil, right? And good gravy. They did not skimp on the bags and boards. These are really nice bags and boards too. And a time where it seems like bags and boards are hard to come by for a lot of people. This is like, is this a Mylar and a halfback? I think this is a Mylar and a halfback. I'm not experienced with Mylars and halfbacks, but this is bougie. This is bougie and super crystal clear. At least because of that, I'm able to show you this cover as well as I am right now. I prefer to use the type of poly bags that look a little bit more cloudy because they have some stretch. So when I ship in trade books, they don't get beat up on the corners and stuff like that. That's me personally, because I don't show off a lot of the raw books that I have. I just flip through them a lot of times and keep them in the bins and read digital stuff. But this Cult of Dracula #2 Carla Cohen is pure fire, in my opinion. If anybody out there like me that has a fascination with Japanese culture and Japanese history and loves watching samurai movies and kung fu movies, and I've even gone down my rabbit hole. Some of my favorite YouTube content that I take in are actual content creators in Japan that take you around the city, do lots of photography, late night photography, and city tours and stuff like that. That's kind of the ways that I unwind on late nights before I go to bed. Is I kind of sit in my little chair here and I tour Tokyo, or I tour other areas, other prefectures, and other stuff like that. And I think it's really cool. So this type of artwork is it's just stunning. Just leaves me speechless. So that's the foil. And somebody correct me if I'm wrong in the chat or in the comments down below. I think there were 100 of those produced. It's 150. I don't either. If I'm trying to think. And then the metal cover. The metal cover, this camera does not do this justice. It makes it look really dark, and it's not. It's very vibrant. Because it's metal, it almost has its own type of like foil kind of hollowness to it a little bit. That shiny metal cover is super dope, and it looks really, this is going to look really good in the slab. In fact, the bag is actually doing it some disservice. The bag has a lot of spots all over it, and that's just the bag, and you can kind of see some of the waviness of that. But this is too cool to not take to school, so to speak. There's the recap for the Comic Tom exclusives, and it wasn't like the Comic Tom mystery mail call. This was on I stumbled on this on their live IG by just hanging out one night and just watching it. I tend to sometimes take in content on the PC, and then I have my phone trolling or sitting around on IG looking for other live feeds, because I'm always looking for really good deals, right? Always looking for really good deals to build a collection. So that is super, super cool. So let's hit up this chat one more time. Let's do a couple of quick announcements, then I'm going to get ready to go and get ready for Modern Men here. You love that cover. I got it in my Comic Tom. So you did get it in the OG Comic Tom mail call. Did you get the metal and the foil? And they didn't put it in. Did they put it in all of them, or there was a trade dress, wasn't there? Was there a trade dress that was in that? I kind of only check the mystery mail call once every couple of months, and it's usually when they share it on IG, and then I'm looking for, like, something is killing the children exclusives that they're doing, or if there's have they done a Department of Truth exclusive yet? There's a lot of great modern reads that I'm sure they're getting ready to do exclusives on that I probably want to pick up. Back to work tomorrow and sleeping from the turkey all night. Hey, Steve White, thank you not congratulations, but happy Thanksgiving up in Canada, man. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. 15 is available. Thank you, Adrian APM. I will take 15 and probably figure out. Actually, yeah, I'll hit you up on the messenger here in a little bit. After we record Modern Men. Actually, sorry. What does Aquaman use to paint? Christ, watercolors? Seriously? That's not going to hold up. Oh, I grew up watching old-fashioned, old Asian kung fu and samurai movies. Really, very cool stuff, man. Very cool, Shadow. I love that stuff. There's like a Wu-Tang channel on YouTube that has a bunch of old kung fu movies that's really cool for late night binge watching, just something fun. Think Silver Surfer 50 is one of my favorite 90 foils. Yes, I would agree with that. And why I don't own a graded copy is beyond me. I don't know. Just priorities, man. There's so many things going on, right? Great cover. Once again, Thank you guys. Okay, so announcements for the 17 people still here hanging out. Motor City Comic Con is coming up this week. I think we're primed. I think we're ready. I know we're primed. I think we're ready. Looking forward to a good time. There's going to be tons of great people there. The Tales from the Flip Side, there's going to be a couple of guys there. Marco, Tales from the Flip Side or Tales from the Dark Side podcast, does a lot of the Star Wars stuff and hangs out with Peter Renner quite a bit. I believe he's going to be there helping out some friends with the booth. I think Dino from Tales from the Flip Side might be over in that area. The One True Nerd King is going to be there as well. If you guys don't know him on IG, he puts out some great content. That's going to be fun. We're planning on meeting up with a few other people. Comic Talks, if I remember correctly, too. There's a handful of people. We're really looking forward to that. So what does that mean? That means there will not be a Whatnot auction this Friday. And I'm potentially looking at the Friday after that for the earliest. Maybe 2 Fridays after that. We'll see. We got to get all these books out to the people that have already picked those books up. And which that should give us some time to figure out Mail Call Mondays. What do you mean, Andy? So Mail Call Mondays have been a fun kind of passion project of mine when it comes to like when you get into purchasing comic books for your collection. You can't find everything everywhere right around you. Like I live in a comic desert. Like I've got several LCSs, at least 6 or 7 of them within an hour drive of where I live. Right? In several cities. But to be able to find keys, to be able to find a dream find, to be able to find a collection, to be able to find, an ASM 29, I'd never ever seen an ASM 129 in the wild ever. There's just plenty of LCSs, but there are so many collectors around here buying books. There's a few whales that live out in the areas where I live that buy up everything ahead of time, that just have the connections that they need to have to talk to people, and they do business outside of the normal boundaries, if you will, as far as like trading and selling books. So you never see those. So that means Mail Call Monday was like, well, I can buy this stuff online. And then when all of us get the inevitable shitty, terrible package that is destroyed and run over by a tank and popped, and it's just you get frustrated, right? You need an outlet for that. IG is great. Facebook is great. But you know what's even better? Popping that bad boy open live here on YouTube and be like, all right, seller XYZ, this is unacceptable. One of the things, I digress and I beat around the bush here for a little bit, but that means that every Mail Call Monday for months now, the packaging has all been stellar. This comic book community is killing it. I think we had one package where there was some frustration with Dead Space and some other things over the last like 3 or 4 months. The comic community is killing it. And comic collecting is killing my wallet. I'm not going to be able to pick up stuff so regularly that I'm going to have something for every Monday. So that means I want to get back to a formatted live show, semi-formatted live show, right? So Monday nights, there's going to be a modern comic book talk show about the trials and tribulations of collecting modern comic books. Whether you're a completionist collector, whether you're a reader, whether you're an art collector, we're going to do something. And I'm working on coming up with the name. There are a couple other shows out there that already have names that I'm in love with in my brain. I got to get my brain away and into a different area of content creation or a thought process of creation that creates something that is different enough, yet still talks about collecting modern comic books. So there's a lot of great speculation and chats and podcasts and shows that talk about collecting modern comic books from the investing standpoint and purchasing standpoint and pricing and stuff like this. But what about the trials and tribulations of just simply finding stuff? The hard to find blue chip grails. What's going to be the next blue chip grail? It's just Uncle Skeff is a riot. We're talking about Skeff here. Holy, what did I miss? Skeff? Did Skeff show up? And did I miss him? The Cult of Dracula was not 1 per box, only a 254 print count. Interesting. That was the trade, Shadow? Was that the trade? So 254 of the trade, 100 of the foil, and 50 of the metal, maybe. Either way. So there's going to be some sort of a modern comic madness type of Monday show. And it'll flip-flop every other week. We'll have Mail Call Monday one Monday, and then the next Monday we'll have a couple of guests on. Maybe we can get Paul Dunn on. Maybe we can get Vincent McLean on. Maybe we can get Skeff on. Maybe Justin. Maybe you in the chat, Luke. Maybe we can get Luke on. Modern comic madness. Maybe One Shot Comics would be interested. I don't know. We'll flesh that out and we'll get there. But CBSI has a show called Modern Comic Mayhem. So I want to create a name that's not I don't want to copy somebody else's content. You know what I mean? So I'm working on trying to figure something out so that on Monday night we can talk about modern comic books. But every time I think about Monday, modern Mondays or Monday's Modern Madness, every time I think about it, my brain always goes to things that I always know and I always watch, but it's just modern comic madness, the modern comic mayhem. I mean, over on CBSI, and my brain always kind of reverts to the things that I'm experienced with, or the things that I've been watching and pay attention. So that's it. That's we got Motor City coming up. We've got a show idea. So if people are interested in hanging out for that, like Luke said, he's down. We got to figure that out. And I got to create some thumbnails and come up with some ideas and kind of format and schedule some stuff going out for a few weeks. But your package is stellar. Thank you very much. I needed that after this Monday just beat me in the face several times. Wait until you meet people from the past year in person. Paul, that is the craziest part is now that con season is back on and we get into back to a standard con schedule next year, I'm hoping. And they're not a con every godforsaken weekend through October, November, and December. This con schedule is going to kill somebody. Seriously. You want to talk about the vendors packing and trying to be at all these conventions and try to, somebody's going to die. This con schedule is ridiculous. And New York has another con already scheduled. I saw something on IG. It's not New York Comic Con, but there's a smaller one. I forget. That's a whole nother, I digress. But yeah, there's so many people to meet now, and it's been about 2 years. What was it? Motor City 19, Baltimore 19, and then C2E2 early 2020. We are getting ready to roll into 2022. Don't punch me, y'all. Don't beat me up, y'all. We are about to end 2021 and run into 2022. So it's been almost 2 years. It's been over a year and a half of being at a convention to really meet people. I've gone to a couple of smaller ones at hotels, but when it comes to seeing friends and family members from the YouTube community and all the other places, it's been almost 2 years. It's been over a year and a half. That's a tough pill to swallow. So I'm looking forward to getting out there. I'm not the greatest social butterfly in person, but you guys know you can get me to open up and we can have a good time. I cannot wait. It's going to be great. Uncle Skeff is a riot. Yes. Oh, yeah. You saw him at New York City Comic Con. Yes. Good stuff. Skeff is such a great guy. Absolutely. I made him buy a bunch of stuff. I don't think he had to twist his arm at all. I think he was already buying everything there. I'm sure like a firecracker, he was all over the place buying a ton of exclusives. I'm sure you had to twist his arm. Yeah, exactly. I know you're not using his name in vain. We parted ways about 3 times and kept messaging him to meet at a new place. That's good stuff. Luke is down. Absolutely fun. We'll figure it out, right? We'll figure it out. And maybe it'll just kind of slowly morph on its own and it'll just be something like this for a little while where we're hanging out and talking comic books. Either way, modern multiverse of madness. Ooh, that's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. I got to chew on that one right there. Probably be if I go to another Staten Island. Yep. So can't wait to go to a con. I've never been to one. You're going to enjoy it. I was super nervous for my first convention. I'd gone to conventions as a little kid, but my first convention as like a functioning adult, so to speak, I was really nervous because I'm about to run into dealers and people that I idolize or see online and all this other stuff. And it's like, I don't want to say anything. I just want to buy comic books and leave. So I kind of get where a lot of people are at with the convention. Now, for me, conventions are more about going and spending time with people. I buy books all year long. If I'm going to a convention, I might be buying one book and spending the next 2 or 3 days networking and hanging out with everybody. Or the modern verse of madness. Very cool. It has been a long time, Adrian. It really has. Into the modern verse is another really good one. Thank you, Luke. Functioning adult. Yes. Not much of a functioning adult anymore. Either way, holy moly, I got to wrap this up and get ready to head out. Modern Men is recording tonight. Daymares, thanks for being here. If you could catch the replay, man. Once again, thank you to Daymares and all the acts of kindness that he does and all of the building of the community. And Daymares, I still got to surprise you with something. You've been doing a really good job hiding all your stuff on videos because I'm still... Either way, that hobo The Hobo book. We were just talking about that earlier. Paul picked you up a set of that stuff. Yeah, if you could catch the replay, man, I've got a jet and I've got to run. We've got to do Modern Men tonight. We're recording. We sat down and read McFarlane's Spider-Man chunk, right? Like 298, 299, 300, and 301. I think we were just kind of reading that block, that introduction of Venom. But yeah, we did the announcements. I hope you guys are energized and recharged for from Monday going into Tuesday, because I know I certainly am. Shinobi Fufu, sorry I missed your show. Please catch the replay, man. And if you can't watch it, listen in. Definitely giving you a big shout out. Shinobi Fufu was a big winner on the last Whatnot auction and won one of the giveaway slabs. Shinobi, I learned my lesson. I will not have a Whatnot auction 2 days before a federal holiday and then go to drop off all of the packages only to realize the post office was completely closed. So I greatly apologize. Hopefully that doesn't affect anybody's situation with receiving those packages, because they are going to run a day later than normal because of the holiday. I didn't even think about it. I will not schedule another Whatnot auction before a holiday like that. And like, we've got Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up, so I digress. That's a whole other thing. Have a great night, everybody. Shop for Comics is just popping in. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Please catch that replay. Please hit that thumbs up, everybody that's sitting here hanging out. Don't forget to subscribe and hang out. Don't forget to follow on Whatnot, because we've been doing some great giveaways. We gave away a Thor 337 9.6 newsstand this past Whatnot auction, and I will try to find another great book like that as a follower giveaway, because we're going to try to break 700 followers on Whatnot, and then we're on that road to 1,000 on Whatnot as well. So we've got 1,000 followers here. Maybe we can get to 1,000 on Whatnot. Either way, and it's deer season. Damares is right. There's time to spend out in the woods as well. It's going to be a busy fall. It really will. Be excellent, everybody. Absolutely. Station and all that fun jazz. Everybody, this connective tissue that is comic books is fantastic, right? But the most fantastic part are all of you, each and every day, every week, hanging out, building the community, reading comic books, taking in the great content here on YouTube, and taking in all the fantastic content that the comic book writers and creators and artists deliver to all of us, right? But the most important part, all day, every day, is not to screw up the ending of your show and say, I'm going to peace out, pinkies out, catch y'all on the replay. And don't forget, the most important part all day, every day is be original, be yourself, and take care of each other, everybody. Have a great night. See you soon.
Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes.
Excuse me while I change. The roller boogie has made me sweaty. Yeah, sweaty. I love gold. I love gold. I love gold.